So I'm just going to straight into it. So my name is Jonathan, um, and I will explain my final examinations topic, which is the employee attendance and payroll system for this database administration and applications. Okay, so my system is about to manage the employees' attendance and leave also the payroll data, and then it has some features which is like automatic payroll calculations, also for attendance tracking and data partitioning by department, and also restricted access for the human resources and staff. So I will so the goals of the project is so that um, it will give it will give the how do you say it will give a chance for the system to manage its employee. Either it is the attendance, the absent, the leave, and the data of it, and then it gives automatic calculations, also attendance tracking of the employees of the company. Okay, and also it gives access to the employees, also data partitioning. Yeah, basically the one that I mentioned earlier. Okay. And here, from all of the um, systems and the features that I explained earlier, it aims to solve so that it will be mostly automatic, so there will be no difficulties, and in order for the staff to work, so there will be no, how do you say, there will be no, yeah, there will basically, so it won't be complicated. It will count all of the um, leave or absent from each of the employees, and automatically, so it can immediately uh, store the data, everything in the database. And yes, it's to manage it's to manage the employee records. Okay, now let's go immediately. Okay, now let's start. So here you will see that I already started my Laragon, and let's just immediately go to MySQL -u on the root. Okay, since we're already here in the internal, let's immediately step to it. So in here um, I will create a database, and based on my finals here, based on my system, my topic, I will be having approximately maybe four tables. It's employees table, it is the departments table, the attendance table, and also the payroll table. So that four tables. So first of all, I'm going to create the tables first. Okay. Before creating the tables, of course, I have to create my database. So let's create a database. Let's name the database and maybe employee system. Create database employee system. Okay, after that, we're going to use the employee system database. Okay, it already says database changed. Now immediately we will create database, but before that, let's see if there's any tables here. Of course there's no tables, so we're gonna create a table. So the first tables that we're gonna create is at the employee table. So let's create a table. Create table employees. Create table employees. And what is the things that we need there? For example, we need, of course, the employee ID. The employee ID, which will be integer since it will be numbers mostly, and we'll make it auto increments, and primary key. And also we will be having full name of the employees. It will be variable character, which let's put it 100 is enough. 100, and it will be not null. After that, we will be having for example, department ID. Okay, department ID is also necessary, and it will also be same like the employee ID. It will be under integer, and it will be not null. Okay, and of course in the company there will have also positions of each of the employees. So the employee will have their position. Oh, why not put position instead? The position will be varchar, and usually positions is lesser than 100. So let's just make it 50, and also they need to have higher date also, and higher date will use let's just use date, and it will be not null also. Higher date, so we already have employee ID, we already have the full name, we have department ID, position, higher date, and I think let's just add one more, which is the basic salary. Okay, we already have basic salary. Let's just make it decimal 10 2, and it will be not null. Okay, so I think that's all. We're gonna close it and we're gonna create it. Okay, so it's success. Now let's see the first table. Actually, we don't need to see it, we just have to go immediately, so it won't take that much time. Okay, so the second table that we need to create, okay, there's already employees table there. Okay, now we're gonna go immediately to the next table, which is the creation of create table departments. Okay, so create table departments, and we will be having in departments, which is the department ID. Department ID is the one that we already add earlier, also in the employees table, and it will be integer, and it will be auto increments, auto underscore increments. That's done, and it will be having primary key. Okay, so department ID, integer, auto increment, and primary key. Okay, now we need department name, of course. The department name with variable character of only 50, because usually it's not long, so I think 50 suits well, but it's not too less also, so I guess 50 is good enough. Not null. And I think that's all. Okay, so on the table, in the departments table, we already have department ID and department name. Yes, so we already have departments and employees table. Now let's add two more, which which it will be payroll and attendance. Let's just make attendance first. Create table attendance. Okay, so what will we have in the attendance table? On the attendance table, of course, we will be having oops, typo there. We'll be having attendance underscore ID, the attendance ID. Of course, it will be integer, auto increment again, auto underscore increment. Okay, and primary key. Okay, now we will have also the employee ID, which is the one that we also already have on the employees table, right? Oh yeah, employee table. Okay, and now we will be needing, wait, oh yeah, let's just put not null. Okay, employee ID is integer, not null. We will need date also. Will be date, and date will be under date and not null. And we need the status. The status will be enum, and we, of course, in the status of the employees, there's present. It's like basically like the attendance. So there's present, there's absent, there's also leave. Yes, there's leave, and yes, I think that's all. Just make it basic tree. So there's present, there's absent, and there's leave, and we'll make it not null. Okay, so let's connect it with the foreign key. So the foreign key, we will connect with employee underscore ID. We'll put employee ID and references to the employees table. It will be with the employee. And okay, so we're gonna connect the employee ID from here, from the attendance, to the employee ID on the employees table. So both of the yeah, so employee ID on the attendance table, we will connect it with the employee ID on the employees table. Yeah. Okay, now let's close it. Let's see if there's no error. Let's connect it. And now we have attendance, departments, and employees. Okay, and last but not least, let's add the payroll table. Create table payroll. Okay, so in the payroll table, we will be having payroll ID again ID integer, and it will also be auto underscore increments with primary key, and then we will be having employee ID also, employee ID, which is on integer also, not null. And in the payroll, we need something like per month, per year. So month, not days, just month and year. Okay, and it will be variable character, since it will be only numbers, not numbers also, but it will be short, really short. So 5 maybe, or maybe just 7, make it safe. Okay, so 7 here, and not null. So month, year, variable character 7, and not null. And then let's continue the basic salary. Okay, so there will be basic salary, and it will be it will be decimal 10 2 10 2, and it will be put under not null, and the total earnings of the employee, total earnings, which is also will be put under decimal 10 2, and also not null. Basic salary, total earnings, decimal. Okay, and last but not least is the total, not the last actually, total deductions. Okay, so there will be the basic salary. It will show the basic salary of the employee, the total earnings of the employees, and maybe there will be deductions, right? So it will write the deductions. Is it also decimal? Yeah. We'll put decimal also with 10.2, not no. Okay, I think that's all. Oh, yeah. There's also net, the basically total of all the net pay of the employee itself. So the net pay, we'll put it under decimal also. 10 2, and not no. Okay, now let's connect it with a foreign key. Foreign key, our employee underscore ID here, employee ID on the payroll table here, which we add in the second one, the second line, employee ID with integer and not null. We will connect it with the with employee ID, with the employee ID in employees table. Yeah. Then okay, there's an error here. Okay, so I think I found my mistakes here. Okay, my mistakes here is in the foreign key here in this line. Foreign key, I forgot to how do you say? Forgot to close the employee ID. Okay, so let's start again. Okay, so we're gonna create table, and there's already payroll, there's employee ID, there's month and year, there's basic salary, there's total earnings, that is total deductions, there is net pay decimal, and also we have foreign key. Now here, okay. Okay, let's close it. Alright, now it works. Okay, so let's see how many tables we have now. Okay, so complete. All the tables are complete. We have attendance table, which will show all of the attendance of the employees itself, the departments, what types of departments we have, and also the employees itself, complete with each of the employees ID and everything, and then the employees payroll. So that is the four main tables that is necessary to add in my database, employee system database. Okay, now let's add the values, let's add the data inside, shall we? So before that, let's check first. Okay, let's add the see first. Let's see attendance table first. Describe attendance. Okay, so in the attendance table we have attendance ID, employee ID, date, and status. And wait, if we select all from attendance, we will see it's still empty, the values. Let's add it. So first of all, let's oh, before that, actually it's far way better if, because they will be clashing if we just add the attendance from now. So I think it's far way better if we can add the departments first, based on what I already write here also in the word. So to prevent any clashing and everything, it's far better if we can add the data first from, yeah, from the departments. Okay, so let's describe departments first. Okay, and select all from departments. Okay, so there's no value yet in the departments, and the description says that there's department ID and department name. Okay, so let's add into it. So first of all, let's insert into departments, and let's go to the department name. The department name, because why? Because the department ID is already automatic, it's already auto incremented. So we just need to add the department name, and then the values will be HR, the human resources. We'll put the human resources. But to make it simple, let's just make it HR. Close it, and we'll have here is finance. We need finance, of course. Okay, so we have HR, we have finance. Let's add IT. And lastly, after IT, I think operations. Okay, let's add operations. I think that's alright. Okay. Okay, so there's 4 tables. There's yeah, it's already there. So let's select. Okay, I think it's already there. Okay, and we have to see first. Is it departments or oh yeah, departments. Okay, so the values already added. So there's department HR, there's finance, there's IT, and operations. There's a total of 4 departments. And okay, now let's add our employees. Okay, so let's go describe first the. Okay, so there's employee ID, there's full name, the department ID, position, hire date, and basic salary. So from there, we're gonna check first. Select. Oh no, not attendance. Employees. It's still empty. Let's insert. Insert into employees. Insert into employees. The full name. The full name, and then the department ID. Again, we don't need the employee ID because it's already auto incremented. So full name, the department ID. After the department ID, we need the position, and then the hire date, and the basic salary. Okay, the basic salary. Okay, so the values for that will be, let's add based on the settings also from our class on database administration and applications. Let's add first of all Mr. Johan La. Mr. Johan La, he will be the first one, and he will be an HR manager. He will be HR manager, and then continued with the date. The date here, I'm just gonna put example 2024, the month of November. And 26. So 26th of November 2024 example. Okay, so let's check. There's no wrong in the values. No, there's nothing wrong with the values. And for the basic salary, let's just make it 5,000 US dollar, maybe. Yeah, $5,000. Okay, so that's one. So the next one is me, Mr. Jonathan Ronald, number 2. Mr. Jonathan Ronald will be an accountant, and I did a mistake up there. I just realized that there's no okay, it's okay. Let's go out first. Now let's make it again. Okay, so insert into employees, full name, department ID, position, hire date, basic salary, and then we have the values. And Mr. Johan, let's add. Okay, now it's done. No more wrong. Open, close. No need for that. Oh, we need. Oh yeah, there's another problem. Thank God I saw it. Okay, so there's comma, open, close, comma, and 5. I think it doesn't need. Okay. Now, this will be Mr. Jonathan Ronald. It will be written as number 2, and he will be an accountant, and the date will be example 2021, maybe 2021 03 and 15 example. The data, I already provide the data in the Word, so I just have to see the data from the Word also. And let's put 45,000. Okay, it should be lower than the. Okay, now after that, let's put Mr. Mario Simbiak. Put Mr. Mario Simbiak here as number 3. His job will be software engineer. And let's put the date 2019. 2019, and this will be 0 to 7, and let's make it 20. Okay, so since he's a software engineer, it's supposed to be higher usually, so let's make it 6,000. So 6,000 already. Okay, now next one is Mr. Rahenvey Naibaho. Mr. Rahenvey Naibaho will be employee number 4. His job is none other than marketing specialist. Marketing specialist. 2022. 01 and 10. Okay, and it will be 4,000. Let's make it 4,000. 4,000. And one more. Let's add one more to make it 5. And it will be Mr. Same. Mr. Same Gerges. He will be employee number 5. And what is his job? His job will be operations manager. So we'll manage all the operations. So there's human resources managers, there's an accountant, there's a software engineer, there's market specialist, and there's person who manages the operations. It will be on 2018, 11, and 5. And how much is his salary? Let's make it 5,500. 5,500. Okay, I think that's all. Let's close this and add this value. Okay, success, no errors, good. And let's check. Select from employees. Okay, so there's already 5 employees in the data. There's Mr. Johan La, Mr. Jonathan Ronald, Mr. Mario Simbiak, Mr. Rahenvey Naibao, and Mr. Same Kyrgyz. Okay, thing is complete. Now, let's see the attendance. Now, this is the time we add the attendance. Okay. Let's see the attendance. Describe attendance. There's okay, it's still empty. There is attendance ID, there's employee ID, there's date and status. Okay, so first let's insert into attendance employee ID. Now we need the employee ID, and we need the date and also the status of, yeah. Okay, let's put the values in. So we have number 1 here, which will be 2000. Let's put 1. Let's set 1 how do you say, 1 specific date, and let's stick to it. Let's add another 5 to make it 55 data. Okay, there's 2024, maybe 11 November 26th 2024. Let's close this, add comma, and for example it's present. Let's put it present. Okay, is there any wrong mistakes? No. Okay, continue. Let's make the second one number 2. We don't need to change this. For example, we don't need to change this, and since we want to make it all the same, let's just put this person is absent. Okay, this person was absent, and yeah, And then now the third person, number 3, we don't change anything from here. Then let's change this one into present also. And then one more, no, 2 more. This one will be number 4. No need to change here. Let's make this leaf. Okay, so this person had a leaf. And last but not least, number 5, value number 5, we'll make this present. Okay. Okay, so it's already added. Now select all from attendance. Okay, now the attendance is already added. Yes, okay, so there's attendance ID, there's employee ID, and there's dates and the status. So it record only on one specific day, which is on the 26th of November 2024. So during that day, there are people who is present, there's people who is absent, present also, leave, and yeah, there's people who is present, absent, and leave. So it's complete, 3 of them, and it's all connected with the attendance, the employee ID also. Okay, now last but not least, let's see first the payroll. And so it's still empty set. Okay, so in payroll we have employee, we have payroll ID, which is auto increments, we have employee ID, we have month, year, basic salary, the total earnings, total deductions, and net pay. Okay, let's insert into the payroll table. Insert into payroll the employee underscore ID. We don't need the payroll ID because it's already auto incremented and there's nothing to connect it, foreign key or nothing, no. So month, year, and then the month, year, basic salary, and then the total earnings, basic salary, and then we have total deductions, and also we have the net pay. Is it up to okay? Employee ID, month, year, basic salary, total earnings, total deductions, and the net pay. Okay, I think that's all, right? Yes, that's all. Now the values. Okay, for the values, let's add number 1. Number 1, there will be in 2024 November. Yeah, we can just put like this. Let's just put month and year. I just realized we don't need days because we only put the month and year. So we just add the 2024 and the month of November. Okay, so in the month of November, there is we don't need apostrophe. 5,000. So 5,000 is the basic salary, and then we have 52,000. 52,000 is the total earnings, with 200 as the total deductions, and 5,000 okay, 5,000 is the net pay. Okay, so that's one example. Is there any mistakes there? No. Okay, nothing. Okay, the next data. Let's put this on number 2. In the month of November 2024, this person have 45,000 as his basic salary, and then he have the total earnings of 46, an extra of 100, and he have deductions of 100, and 45 as net pay. I think that's all. Yep. Next. Okay, now employee number 3. Employee number 3 in the month of November 2024 received the basic salary that he have is 60,000, right? Mr. Mario Simbiak is 60,000, and then he generated total earnings is 62. He generated 62, but he have 200 deductions. Yeah, 200 deductions, and the net pay of 6,000. Okay, now number 4, month, same year. We have 4,000. We have 4,000 from Mr. Rahim Bey, and 42. 42 is the increase, so this will be 200 as well, and this will be 4,000. And last but not least, for Mr. Same. Okay, number 5, same month, same year. The basic salary of 5,500. Okay, 5,500. He increased to 5,700. Also 200, and the net pay of 5,500. Okay, I think that's all right. Okay, now it's complete, no problems. Select from payroll. Okay, so this is the payroll ID with the payroll employee ID connected. The month and a year, I chose the month of November in the year of 2024 with the basic salary of each, total earning of each, of total deductions of each, and net pay of each. Okay, so it's all complete. 4 tables with 4 datas, respective datas on each. Yes. Yes, okay. Yeah. Let's pause for a bit. Okay, let's continue, everyone. Okay, so I already add the database features and operations. There's the account management. The first one is the account management. IDs, the account management. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so after I add the necessary tables on the employee system database, I already add 4 tables, which is the departments, employees, attendance, and payroll. Now it's time for me to add the roles. Yes, it's time for me to add the roles. Okay, now let's add the roles. Here it says that account management set up role-based access and permissions for different user types. So I have to create admins, users, and staff. For mine, it's only staffs, the employees, what I means, and the admins. And from here, I can manage the user's account from the admins, and it have access control mechanisms and the roles, assigned roles, and privileges to enforce the data security and operational restrictions. Yeah, so for some admins, no, for some user, they cannot access some types of data, so there will be restrictions. The privileges will be limited, but for admins, they will be given a full grant all privilege, so they have access to every types of data, and they can change as well. So okay, yeah. Now let's continue. Okay. So let's create the first one. So let's create the create user, human resource, and human resource HR underscore user, and at localhost identified by, let's put the password as let's just put secure password. Okay, we have to add password that is secure. So after you put the secure password, okay, so we already created a user, the HR user localhost, and it is identified by a password. The password, I just write secure password, that's all. Okay, and now let's grant select insert and update on employee system. Employee system is the name of our database. The employee system to dot all to HR, the earlier one, the user that we added earlier. Human resources user close at localhost. Okay, success. So we, from the previous user that we already add earlier, that we already create, the HR underscore user at the localhost, we already grant select, insert, and update. And now it is time for us to create another user, which is create user. This will be the admin now. We are going to make the admin underscore user. The admin underscore user at localhost and it will be identified by also another password. Rather than thinking hard, let's just put secure password, the same thing like the HR underscore user. Okay, just put HR underscore user. Now, okay, it's a success. Now we already have two roles. We already have the user role and the admin role. Now for the admin, grants all privileges on our database name, employee system dot all to HR user at localhost. So we want to grant all privileges on employee to the HR underscore user. Oh, sorry, I think there's a problem here. Let's see what's the problem. Okay, there's a syntax error. Create grants all privileges on employee system dot all. Okay. I found the problem. Okay, sorry, my bad. This is supposed to be admin user. Okay, supposed to be admin user instead of HR user on the local host. Oops, still problem. Wait, let's see. Gonna pause this for a bit. Okay, back to it. I realized that it's a syntax error. It's not supposed to write create grant all, but I have to remove the create, so it needs to be only grant all privileges. So yes, so it needs to be only grants all, not create. That is my mistake. So let's just remove the create. Okay, so grant all privileges on employee system to admin user localhost. Okay, now it's done. Complete. Now we already have two role, the HR underscore user. We grant the select, insert, and update to the employee system database, and now we create also the admin user, and we already grant all the privileges since it's admin. I think it's perfect now. Okay, so there we already have the rolling. So we already create the roles and privileges. It is to maintain and enforce the data security and operational of the system within itself. So it can only give limited access to those who are not admins. But for those who are admins, they have the opportunity to manage user accounts with full access control, and they can also assign also. So yeah, it's perfect here. Now for subqueries, here it says use subqueries in various SQL queries to retrieve nested data, such as summarizing or filtering data within complex conditions. And it is also to examples might include generating reports for low stock items, overdue payments, and top performing employees or frequent customers. Yes, we will create that next. Okay, we will create that next. So that's actually will be the it will also continue with our joins. And for the joins also, we will demonstrate the different types of joins: the inner join, left join, right join, to combine data from multiple tables. So in here, I will use the joins to retrieve all of my data that is related across the tables, and combine order and customer data, and linking patient information with appointments and doctors. You mean employees? Okay. So now, since I already have it, okay. So in the previous database that I created for training, I created this before for training on my other laptop, and unfortunately there's clashing because of the foreign key. I cannot alter the table attendance. So, I mean, I cannot add something that is related with the joins, and it's critical for me to add the joins because it's one of the um, mandatory points here. So since it's critical, I have to drop the foreign key for a bit. So I will show you how to drop it also, in order for us to be able to do the joint. So okay, so let's just immediately go to alter table. Before that, let's see first. Alter table attendance, and we'll be partition by hash employee underscore ID with partitions 4. See, in here it says that the foreign keys are not yet supported in conjunction with partitioning. So this is the same problem that I had on my previous database. So it has related with the problems rooted in the foreign keys. Since I have the foreign keys, it holds up, and it's, how do you say, it's against each other. And in order for me to actually, there's another way, which is indexing, but I'm not going to put indexing because it's critical for me to use joins. So in order for me to use the joins, I have to drop the primary key for a while. Okay, so let's drop, no, let's, okay, so let's alter the table attendance, and we need to drop the full, okay, we need to drop the foreign key attendance, which is IBFK underscore 1. IBFK underscore 1. Okay, so since we already successfully dropped the foreign key name is attendance underscore IBFK underscore 1. It's actually the name of the foreign key that I added previously. And from that, we need to alter table again. Alter table attendance. Here we will drop the primary key also. Drop primary key, and we will add primary key attendance underscore ID, and also the employee underscore ID. Okay, complete. So after we do that, we would be able to add the same commands, which is alter table attendance and partition by hash employee ID. Yes, we can now alter table attendance partition by hash employee ID partitions 4. Okay, now it's complete. We can now, after we already done the subqueries and joins, now it is time for us to do the partitioning also. So here it says that the partitioning, we need to implement the data partitioning strategies to optimize the performance and manage large data sets. Okay, and so in this partition, it will be data by date, the region or maybe department as appropriate for the project. For my project is the employee attendance and payroll system. So it will be for example, it's a sales record by year or student data or maybe academic year. So yeah, I will do that as well. Okay, let's continue. Now it is time for me to make the partitions. Now it's creating the partitions. Okay, done. Okay, so let's create, select E. It will be the full underscore name, the full name, and the D from department, name, and A from the employee underscore ID. Is it? Oh no, I'm wrong. It's supposed to be a date and a dot status. So select the full name, the department name, the date, and the status. Okay, so from there, we put the attendance A and inner join employees. We will put inner join first, inner join E on A dot employee underscore ID, which equals to E dot employee underscore ID, and we will add another inner join departments D on E department underscore ID, identity, equals to d dot department underscore ID. Okay, so it's a success. So here we can see the full name. For example, we only choose four data. There, Mr. Rahan V. Naibaho, Mr. Johan La, Mr. Jonathan La, Mr. Mario Simbiat, from their each and different department names, the date, and the status. It's written there, successfully written there, the leave, present, and absent presence. So since it's a success, we'll continue to select full name, the basic underscore salary, and the basic salary from employees where the basic salary is equals to not salary. Select max basic underscore salary okay, from employees E2 where E2 dot department underscore ID equals to employees dot department underscore ID, and let's close it. Okay, so it's success. So we open the full name and the basic salary. It will show all of the data there. That is the joins, and it shows from the employees table where the basic salary equals to what, and then it selects the maximum also, and then from employees where department IDs and employees department ID. Yeah, I think everything's perfect. Done all. Okay, now. Okay. I think that's all for the joins and partitionings. So all is complete for the partitionings. Yeah. So now let's immediately go to the triggers. Okay. So here it says that I need to create a trigger to automate some certain database actions, such as the logging, changes, and sending notifications or updating related data. For examples, including triggering low stock alerts, automated billing, and sending confirmation emails or appointment orders. So from here, I mostly focus on the attendance, of course, because mine is about employee attendance. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so okay, let's go to the delimiter. Okay, here let's create trigger. We're gonna create a trigger. The trigger name will be calculate payroll. Trigger calculate payroll. Okay, calculate payroll. Okay, and then we're gonna after insert on attendance for each row. We will begin. Okay, now we're going to declare total underscore days. It will be integer. Total underscore days. It will be integer. And we're going to declare present also. I'm going to put present days. So we already called the name is total days for the first one. The second one will be present days. It will also be put under integer. Total days, present days, integer. And then now we're going to declare one more for the leaf days, which also will be integer. Leaf days, integer. Okay, now we're going to select the count, select counts all inside a bracket into the total underscore days. From where? From the attendance table. Where the employee underscore ID is equal to the new dot employee underscore ID. Yeah, new dot employee underscore ID. Okay, so and the month date is equal to month new dot date. And also the year date equals to year new dot date. Year new dot date. Okay, so we have month and year already. Now we need to select count all into present days. Select counts all into the present days, and it will be from the table of attendance. Where the employee underscore ID is equals to new dot employee underscore ID, and the status is present, Now month and year again, and month date equals to month new dot date, month date. Okay, and year date is equals to year new dot date, and year date equals to year new dot date. Okay, closing bracket. Okay, now select count all into leaf days. Okay, so we already declared total days, present days, and leaf date. We already select count to total days. We already select count to the present days. Now we're going to select count to leaf days. Now select count to leaf days from, again, attendance, where the employee underscore ID equals to new dot date, new dot employee where employee underscore ID is equals to new dot employee underscore ID, and status equals to leave. The status is leave. Okay, the status is leave. Now we're gonna do the same thing, and month date is equals to month new dot date, and month date equals to month new dot date, and year date is equals to year new dot date, and year date equals to year new dot date. Okay, if exists. If exists. Okay, that's if exists. Now we're gonna select one from the payroll, where employee underscore ID is equals to new dot employee underscore ID. So where employee underscore ID is equals to new dot employee underscore ID, and month underscore, oh, this should be, and month underscore year. Okay, this should be like this. Month is this space equals to date underscore format new dot date. So end month underscore years is equal to date underscore format new dot date, comma percentage y dash percentage again m, closing, percentage y dash percent m, and then close. Then we need to close. Then we need to update the payroll, and we need to set it the total earnings, the total earnings equals to present days. That will be the basic. So present underscore days, all basic salary of 30. Let's put 30 there. And now is the total underscore deductions. Total underscore deductions is equal to total underscore days minus total days minus the present days, closing, all 100. Now for the net pay, it's equals to present days. Net pay is present underscore days star from present underscore days. Okay, net pay is equals to present underscore days all basic salary, basic underscore salary 30 minus total days, present days 100. Okay, I think it's correct now. Let's continue. Where the employee underscore ID, where employee underscore ID is equals to new dot employee underscore ID, where employee underscore ID is equals to new dot employee underscore ID, and the month underscore month underscore year, and month underscore year equal to date underscore format new date, and month underscore year equals to date underscore format open bracket new dot date comma apostrophe. Okay, so percent y, just same like the above earlier there. Y dash equals to m closing. Oh yeah, almost forgot. We need to close it, and yeah. Else insert into payroll. You need to insert into payroll employee underscore ID, the month year, the basic salary, total earnings, the total earnings, total deductions, the total deductions, and also the net pay. So insert into payroll employee underscore ID, month underscore year, basic underscore salary, total underscore earnings, total underscore deductions, net underscore pay, closing. Select new dot employee underscore ID, new dot employee underscore ID, new dot employee underscore ID, comma, date underscore format, which is new dot date did I pay new date equals to percent y m. Okay, so apostrophe open, apostrophe close, percent y close, e basic dot basic salary, present underscore days, all dot basic basic salary 30, present underscore days, all E of basic salary 30-ish, the total days, total underscore days dash present days, all 100, all 100, comma present underscore days, present days, all from all E dot basic E dot basic underscore salary, which is 30, close dash total days minus present days, all 100, from employees E, from employees E, where E equals to employee underscore ID, new dot where E dot employee underscore ID equals to new dot employee underscore ID, and if let's hope it works. Whoa, okay, it works. No problem. And let's reset the delimiter. Okay, so that's the triggers and also the procedures. While I execute stored procedures to handle repetitive tasks, business logic within a database. Examples might include processing payroll, calculating order totals, updating inventory, managing batch updates. Yes, and also for the actually there's one more. I'm gonna put another delimiter here, and I'm going to create a procedure here. Create procedure, which is process payroll. The process payroll. Let's begin. We will insert into payroll, which is employee underscore ID, month underscore year, basic salary, the total earnings, the total deductions, and the net pay. So insert into payroll and the employee underscore ID, month, year, basic salary, total earnings, total deductions, and net pay. And we will select E employee underscore ID, the date, underscore format, which is now, with percent y that percent m, the previous one, closing bracket e dot basic salary e dot basic underscore salary. Yeah, and then another one, e dot basic underscore salary equals to 0. E dot salary from employees e, and we're gonna end this. Okay, it works. So everything works, everything is connected, the procedure's done, trigger's done. And now let's reset the delimiter. Okay, the delimiter is reset. I think that's all for everything. Now I just need to create the database backup and recovery. Now let's create the recovery itself. Okay, before recovery, I'm gonna check first into what we've done, everything. This is everything that we've done already. Yes, it's complete. Everything is complete. Now we just need to exit. Okay. Now we need to create the database backup and recovery. Then lastly, we will put integration with Python. But before integration with Python, we're gonna backup recovery first, since we're already here. So let us pause that for a while. Okay, now let us continue, go back here, and let's do the last thing, which is the database backup recovery. Then we're gonna integrate with Python later. So let's do the backup first. Okay, for the backup, it's quite easy actually. Let's create since we're already out, we cannot do it inside the internal. We have to go out from exit first from the internal commands. Then after we already reach in the outside, we're gonna write MySQL dump here. MySQL dump -u root, and with -b with the password, and the employee system, the name of the database to the employee system underscore backup dot SQL. Yeah, it's complete. Now we'll ask for the password. The password is actually, I didn't put the password earlier, it was a secure password, but the password is different. So since it's null, I just need to enter, and yeah, we're inside already. So I think that's all. To prove that it's a null password, I can just go to, for example, I cannot create like show tables here. Why? Because it's internal command. I have to go to the MySQL -u root first -b to ask for the password. Since I didn't put password I just need to enter, and I'm already inside. Use employee and show tables. Okay, then everything is perfectly fine. I already successfully backup and recovery the database. I think that's all. I will continue with the integration with Python on the next